Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks again so much for joining me here. Hoping a phenomenal day. We're having a pretty good day here ourselves as a community. Nice solid profits from Bitcoin, Solana, and Near Protocol, if I correctly recall. Let's see, just a quick little note here. Yep, near 30%, 22% for Solana, and a good 20% from Bitcoin. These are all shorts in the market that we've been taking this last week. So things are going pretty well. We're going to talk a little bit about here today how much further down this could go. So we'll just discuss that, kind of see what's going on, look at some liquidation levels and go from there. While we're waiting for this to load, please hit the like button, comment below if you get a chance. Absolutely thank you so much for those who've been watching for a while. And if you're again, welcome. If you're new, rather, welcome to the channel. Hope you can learn something today. Once again, CryptoCache.tech is a site if you want to become a better trader. I do have a trading academy, community, and signals group. So just to clarify, there's a lot of liquidation down here. It's actually intensifying, which is good in a lot of ways, especially for those who are holding short positions because people are buying the dip here. And I get it. It's understandable. 65,000 heavy concentration as low as about 64. Now 64,000 is a key fib level on the macro, so we want to be mindful that that's going to be a solid support level if we come down there. But there is a good chance we could see one more last liquidity sweep to the downside before the next leg up. But keep in mind also, we got to recognize this, there are billions of dollars worth of liquidation, somewhere in the $20 billion range, 2025, at about 69,000 and some change. So right there at 69K, gonna see a pretty massive short squeeze if we can get back up there. Key takeaway here is that we have broken below the most recent high, and it's now a resistance level for us. So 66K should be the new resistance. And once more, 67K is the alternative to that, because that is the point of control for the macro as well, right? We see 67,000, the largest amount of volume on this coin. So let's look at the daily, work our way down. And if you're curious about the monthly or the weekly, I cover that generally at the end of the week, okay? So usually I cover that Sunday or Monday, depending on the weekend, and my personal life as well. And let's see here. So daily time frame, above all moving averages, simply stated. We talked about this earlier today. If you missed it, we're looking pretty decent on the macro. The only thing that isn't decent is the momentous trends that are indicating that we are on our way back down. Again, we got rejected out close to 70 in the RSI. Stochastic swinging down for the second time. If you know or follow my channel, you'll know that that's a pretty heavy indicator. Basically just letting us know that the first attempt was a failed attempt and the second attempt wasn't. The reason why it works out that way is, generally speaking, it's either overextension or just the natural wave of which trades go. So if you see back here, stochastic RSI was diverging in the first swing up. That's exactly why Elliott wave is a very popular indicator or theory, so to speak, because it does help you understand that there's usually one more leg up after this expansive phase, right? And we saw that expansion from, what was it, 54.5 all the way up to about 66,000, retraced, went back up for a higher high, and now we're establishing our ABC pattern likely. So again, just some things to kind of be mindful of. So 4-hour time frame, let's go ahead and talk about this. Quickly to note, we are tentatively above the 50-day SMA. We've got about an hour's left in this candle for today's daily candlestick closure as well. So closing at 66K or higher would be impressive. Sorry, not impressive, important rather. I would be impressed if we closed above 67K rather. But at this point here, we've broken below the ascending trend line, or a bearish backtest there, and the price action is pulling back. We're also bearishly backtesting this horizontal trend line, or basically support and resistance level at 66,000. So we are needing a 66K or higher closure today to be able to have any legs to stand on. That speaks to altcoins too. Because you look at this here, Bitcoin dominance is dropping along with Bitcoin. Generally, that's not favorable for altcoins. Okay, so just bear that in mind. You've probably already seen some drops, and that led to a lot of our profit taking here as well. So I don't mind it. It's more appropriate when you're expecting it, right? Anyways, you've been watching my channel for a few days. You'll know that I've been, calling the drop for a little while, and it's not a I'm awesome because I did that. It's simply everything in the charts is telling us it's ready to pull back, and it's nice to actually see that happening for a change. Because honestly, a lot of cryptocurrency lately has been tremendous manipulation, and this is more so what should happen when you're overextended. It shouldn't be like this crazy liquidation hunt. All the liquidation on the upside, minus that large amount that we see at 69K, has been swept. So now it's just kind of getting to this lower level to kind of build that base. We need more volume in order to be able to build on it, and this is a natural correction. Very good. Okay, under 50 on the RSI, generally a bearish sign. So if you combine that with the potential of being under 50 on the SMA rather, then we have a solid chance of the price continuing lower. Once more, 65,000 is that key fib level at about 0.236. Alternative to that is about 62,700. I covered that on my TikTok short here today, as well as I think I posted that on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord as well. But the whole point of me mentioning that is I try to highlight those key fib levels daily. That's generally my Bitcoin update that I provide for you. Just a quick 15 seconds. Make sure to check that out if you haven't. But identifying that's important, right? Because it tells us those are probably the likely next levels here for us to pull back to. Again, if we have a full swing down, we could see 0.382, 0.5, or 0.618. I think this golden pocket's a lot less likely, but what do you know? That golden pocket is exactly right there with the CME futures gap between 58.5 and 61K. So just know that's a potential reality for us too. I think it's less likely to see that, but it is definitely a thing. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up here with the hourly. Thanks again so much for being patient with the additional details there. I just try to make sure to inform you as best as possible. Future reference too, if you are part of my community, make sure you watch my trade alerts or watch for my trade alerts. These are specifically tagged for certain coins, and you can kind of register for those here in the coin calls if you're kind of curious as to which coins you want to cover. It's just a good, quick way to be able to identify signals and alerts. Those are there for you to kind of give you a heads up on what I'm thinking. Generally, before I send out a trade signal, I'm going to send you a trade alert to give you a heads up on key fib and your retracement levels. Hourly time frame, let's wrap this up here. We're pretty significantly bearish. In other words, lagging spans free and clear, conversion lines below baseline, and the cloud is now averaging itself out between 66.7 and roughly 67,000. So that's that point of control we talked about previously. Strong amount of resistance is exactly why I called out this being a false positive earlier today, because it was absolutely a bit of a fake out, you could say, because again, it created a higher high, which is generally something you want to look for, but it was too much volume in a short amount of time, and it was bearishly backtesting the ascending trend line. Generally, that's not a favorable thing, and in this case here, with a lot of those momentous indicators pointing down, that's why we felt confident holding our short open for the last 3 days, and then of course, same thing with Near Protocol. Solana, we've also got a short open with BNB and ICP now as well, because if you saw my video from earlier, I'm very bearish on ICP for the moment. Again, I like these coins too, but as much as the next person, however, I don't attach myself to a ridiculous mindset, being totally stubborn in the sense that I can't accept the fact of the value of something going down. I don't take I try not to take offense to somebody saying that a coin is, quote unquote, pulling back, right? Anyways, conversation for another day, just funny stuff that you kind of interact with indirectly with some trolls. So if you're a troll, you don't belong here. Go away. All right, folks, thanks again for watching. I hope you learned something today. Appreciate you doing what you can to help support the channel, and I'll always be here to try to help you the best I can. If you want to reach out to me directly, you can reach out through our website or just communicate with me through Discord. Probably the best medium there for us, but I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks again so much for your time. Oh, last but not least, too, make sure you take advantage of this offer through Bitunix. We've been partnered with them for almost a year now. Our community just loves them, and I can totally see why. They're my favorite exchange. Awesome rewards. Use my link to register. No KYC or VPN. All right. Have a great rest of your day, folks. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks again for your time. Take care.